works. It's going to go kind of fast at this early going here. I mean, so fast I wasn't even expecting that to happen quite yet. Here we have our 4 links, some of them heading directly to Mido's house, or Mito's house, depending on how you pronounce. And inside we have some money, an early winner for some people, nice bow, and a piece of heart. And do not worry, I took note of the starting medallion. It was Forest. And, ooh, early bomb shoes. That may help a little bit with some sequence breaks. For those that wonder the specific rule set we are playing with, there are a number of weekly events that typically take place Saturday evening and Sunday morning US-based time. And these weeklies use an accessible style rule set. It's this rule set that we are playing with today. Our runners need to get the 6 medallions in order to enter Ganon's castle, and then make their way up and take out the evil wizard, or pig, or actually it's both in this game. Now the bomb shoes themselves, these are never in sequence. They're just a helpful item, but they certainly open up possibilities. The Fairy Ocarina and the Ocarina of Time are placed in their vanilla locations. However, most runners only want to have the Fairy Ocarina. For those that are more familiar with... Ooh, we have Divergence. Hold on a second. Gavaroni is choosing to head towards one of the open grottos in the south and probably going to Gerudo Valley, whereas our other 3 are having a Hyrule Castle visit. Oh, but Cariosa is stopping at what many call the Boulder of Destiny! And so is Nephistos. And that was a hint. We don't need anything to read the hint. Something in Goron City has arrows. That is one of the miscellaneous-based hits. Unfortunately, I couldn't tell you which one that is, but... Ah, Hammer Chest, thank you. Well, at least that's one location we don't have to worry about. One location out of many. Now, unfortunately, I had missed what Gavaroni got in, their grotto, but I am not seeing any chat reactions, so nothing we need to worry about yet. Piece of heart, thank you. Necro decided to load up on some Deku Sticks, and now we're going to have multiple hints coming at us fast. Water Temple is barren. We don't have to worry about going in there. Ice Trap on Colossus left hand. Beanstalk in Desert is Mirror Shield. Oh, that's important. And 50 gold Skulltulas is a slingshot. Hopefully we don't need that, but we will definitely need that Goron bracelet found at the Gerudo Valley waterfall. Lots of good information so far. And that is true, Zellboy. We may not need the Spirit Temple, but at the same time... It's just, ugh. This is kind kind of an interesting start, that's for sure. And unfortunately, I had missed that last hint that Gavaroni picked up, while everyone else has been aiming for archery. Joys of, shooting galleries in the middle of town. I'll rephrase, Zellboy. I know that, the Goron bracelet was picked up. I meant the hint but beside the waterfall. Speaking of hint, 30 Skull tell us nothing to worry about. And another hint, I just missed because it went by quickly. Casey Necro is deciding to go adult early. Nothing wrong with that. And the free song with the forest is... that was Serenade of Water. Frogs 2 at the river, nothing important. And, ooh, hold on, okay. Fire is vanilla, water is vanilla. Shadow and Spirit are inverted, and I missed what that last one was. Thank you. Deku Tree has our light medallion. That's actually an interesting selection because we do have to enter Dodongo's Cavern for an item. But we're also going to need, oh! Richard! Bringing Richard back for a hook shot. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Lots of early stuff right now. I kind of like this. But at the same time, we know that we're gonna need to get some other stuff here. Now, earlier I had mentioned the slingshot at 50 skulls. There are 3 slingshots in the game. So hopefully we do not need a slingshot for... oh no, did I just see that hint that I thought I did on Hephaestos' screen? Let's double check Cariosa's. I did. The Ocarina of Time teaches Requiem of Spirit. And apparently I had just missed light arrows during that exchange. Where were those light arrows? Child Fishing had the light arrows. Wow. Then that means Gavaroni should have them as well. Alright, we have just gotten Zelda's autograph, and the new song is the Minuet of Forest. And now Necro is going to follow the possible 3-song route. Alright, new grottos to check out. Hephaestus wants to see what is under the water. Just a piece of heart, no big deal. Now Necro has learned the bad news. Unless we get very lucky with, say, you know, the ability to cross the Haunted Wasteland, this is likely going to be what some call, oops, all dungeons. And also, well, having that bean plant, I admit that probably doesn't help either, though, Sheepy Amaya, you may have to explain that particular piece of logic. But right now we're assuming all dungeons. In the meantime, Necro is waking up Talon, while the Kukos are doing just as good of a job for Cariosa and Nephistos. Unfortunately, marrying Malon, or at least agreeing to marry Malon, is only worth 5 rupees. I do not know why Talon came up with that idea anyway. Doesn't make much sense. Oh, right. I had forgotten that part. Thank you, Zellboy. Anyway, time to learn a new song. Malon teaches the Bolero of Fire. We have a lot of warp songs available today. And yes, thank you again, Amaya and Zellboy, for confirming the definite required Oops All Dungeon seed that we have today. Yep, we have to get a bean as a child, warp over to the desert, plant the bean, become an adult again, and go through that rigmarole. Looks like the silo had nothing important, so let's gain some more songs. Saria teaches the Song of Storms today. And now we can go through the Sacred Forest Meadow backwards. PTG Mock, I know of the seed you're referring to. I tracked it. More redundant hints, but that is fine. With the current flag set, all of the Gossip Stones will reveal their hint twice. If you ever see a Wave the Hero hint 3 times, though, or 4, then that means, well, there are 2 key items that the seed will tell us. Alright, Carios in the Storm Grotto, Nephistos in the Wolfos Grotto. Cariosa gets fire arrows, Nephistos gets a bomb-locked bomb bag. Interesting. And Buardo, the reason why this is an all-dungeon seed? Ocarina of Time has Requiem of Spirit. We need Requiem to warp to the desert as a child to plant a bean to get the Mirror Shield as an adult. There is no choice in this matter. So while I am curious about where the intended bomb bag is, we may not find it for a bit. In the meantime... How many of you knew how to get behind the Deku Tree as a child? Just watch Cariosa. There is a Gossip Stone back here. And all you have to do, side hop, roll, flip a few times, you'll get there. Lake Hylia is on the way of the hero as well. Now that, well, we did get the light arrows, so that's covered. Mephisto sticking around for the memory game. Cariosa feeling like now's a good time to take out the Deku Tree. Early Nehru's love. Oh! The Forest Children are not exactly, the greatest civilians out there. Ice Trap. Gavaroni now learning of the bad news. And... oh, the Sun Song is learned as an adult by the Forest Temple. Interesting. And Gavaroni is deciding, let's just put that hookshot to use. Let's go. Taking out the big Goron has nothing important. Inside the Deku Tree, 2 chests available in the Compass Room. There is our intended first bomb bag. Boulder Maze for Nephistos. There's a silver scale, so now we can start diving. And Din's fire in the other Compass Room chest, and the Kokiri sword at the boulder. Oh, that's a lot for me to keep up with. Sorry, I try to take notes while I play, or while I commentate, so the fact that we had so much there, it is a bit hard to keep up. But still, having that sword is going to make things a lot easier for when we have to go through Jabu Jabu's belly. Also, pay attention to Cariosa in a moment. As well, milk in a bottle, that helps. Gavaroni, no luck with the Salthos chest there. Basically, Cariosa does not have the slingshot, and so needs to perform a basement skip in order to be able to finish this dungeon. And yes, Forest Temple, Dodongo's Cavern, and Jabu Jabu's Belly give our stones today. The Kokiri Emerald, Zora Sapphire, and Goron Ruby. It doesn't really matter which one is which one, because in this case, all 3 have only one purpose: to get us the Ocarina of Time, and the song within. Cariosa was successful at the basement skip, and now it's time for Goma. Note that broken Deku stick. By positioning yourself up against the side of the wall and jumping in such a way, you get to have a permanent Deku stick upgrade, as long as you only use nuts and not de-equip the stick. There we go. So, Bressingham, in our current flag sets, yes. To my knowledge, the 3 stones is a hard requirement. So far, Gavaroni hasn't really found much in the Forest Temple. But this is a stone dungeon, and we have to beat it. So, now that the Deku Tree is taken care of, at least for Cariosa, it is time to explore the rest of the world. Nephistos and Necro are hoping to wrap up the Deku Tree soon. Plenty of good items here. While Gavaroni is just struggling to get these blocks pushed. How many of you remember first playing through Ocarina of Time and getting stumped with these block puzzles in Forest Temple? I'm not ashamed to admit I had trouble. Multiple chests on your left-hand side. We don't need that Deku Shield anymore. I mean, everyone had issues with the Water Temple. Anyone who says they were able to pull it off first try flawlessly, they are either a liar or Chuck Norris. And I don't know which is more believable. One more Deku Scrub salesman to deal with. 10 rupees for 5. The Deku Scrub exchange rate service is not going to get a good review from me. And oh yeah, milk in a bottle, I forgot to mark that down. Alright, Cariosa heading towards Gerudo Valley. If the Kuko waterfall jump can be done successfully, we will have another runner with the Goron bracelet. So for those that have just tuned in, and that's a fair question, Crocomire, we are using the standard community accessible rule set, which typically takes 3 to 4 hours, depending. But who knows what will happen today. Cariosa is successful at getting the Goron bracelet, and Nephistos has slayed Goma. And Gavaroni wants to make sure to not get jump slashed by those Stalfos. That's a 1-hit kill at this stage. Well, okay, technically 2-hit kill at full health, but you know, we're in the Forest Temple with 3 hearts. Ooh, that was a little close. And Necro is about to learn that these musicians are also just a bunch of jokers. But yeah, so far, the Forest Temple has been barren. The game itself will only tell you of 2 barren locations, but there could be more. Doesn't look like there is anything of worth where the Ruto's letter bottle is normally. So, the only Baron hint we've seen so far, it was located by the Temple of Time, and unfortunately, I forgot to write that specific one down. But I don't think it was Spirit. It was Water, thank you. So when a dungeon tells you that it is barren, the only thing you need to get is the boss key and whatever small keys you need to get said boss key. Bigoron looks to have nothing of importance. And I think 40 Skulls also had nothing of importance. So that means we only need to worry about 20 Skulls at most. Unless we require that first slingshot at 50 Skulls. And honestly, we're hoping we don't. Gavaroni trying to deal with this block pushing puzzle. I mean, fortunately, the randomizer has sped up the actual pushing of blocks, so this goes much faster than vanilla. But at the same time, it's just one of those annoying things. Nephistos made the smart decision, bought a bean. We will require that bean. Now, while we don't need to complete the Frogs 2 challenge, which is the fly catching game, we can take care of frogs in the rain. Perhaps we shouldn't have. I believe, did Kyrios just purchase the Hylian shield? I admit that I missed that. Yep, Salty Sponge confirms that was a Hylian shield purchase. Phistos, meanwhile, is checking out the Zora Grotto. And while there was nothing there, and okay, nothing at the lower piece of heart spot. Oh, is Nephistos going to potentially sequence break into Zora's... Well, technically it's not a sequence break. I mean, we have knowledge of the Silver Scale, but at the same time, Nephistos either doesn't have it or just wants to glide in with style and security concerns. Either way, this is logically accessible, so I cannot complain. just so it is clear, our runners are working under effectively the equivalent of the no major glitches rule set that is more common with, say, Link to the Past Randomizer. We just call it the accessible rule set. So, some minor sequence breaks, some, it's not gonna hurt. You definitely cannot use wrong warps, you definitely cannot use item manipulation, and there are a couple of other things that, there's a whole big list, and unfortunately, I do not remember the entire list. Ah, Nephisto's going for a flame storage trick. While, oh boy, during the actual diving game? Ooh, gutsy. Bombable Grotto and Kakariko had nothing of importance, and Phantom Ganon has one shot to drop a useful item from Forest Temple. Just a purple rupee. I did not see anything useful in there. Definitely nothing useful in the waterfall run. Oh. We may have a slingshot up there at the windmill. Is it a real one? It is real. 50 Skulls is dead. And the boomerang is right outside of Jabu Jabu by completing the diving game. And that is magic on Bombchu Bowling. We have a lot of good things right now. So there can be fake items in this game. They are the ice traps. Whereas that is an ice arrow, which is something completely different. Ice arrow in effectively the potion shop grotto, as I probably need to start calling it, because there are multiple grottos inside Kakariko Village. Nephistos wants to fish. Oh, but lost the fish, has to find another. Cariosa is now going straight into Dodongo's cavern. We have everything we need to finish this place up, plus there's a key item here. Where is it? We don't know yet. Necro, meanwhile, learning Nocturne at Bolero. That is at least a convenient warp song. The silver scale was found in the Goron City Boulder Maze. Didn't look like the archery game had anything of worth in Kakariko. Anju is just paying us for a whole bunch of nothing, and did that hint just say Lost Woods was foolish? Not like I've seen anything there right now. And so far, Dodongo's Cavern hasn't gotten anything yet, but we have only just started the place. Necro is thinking about racing Dompe. There are 2 items we can get from Dompe. 1, just beat it. Then 2, beat it again, but you have to do it within 60 seconds. And that is correct, Tomaltalk. 50 skulls is no longer required. The max we care for is 20. Meantime, Gavaroni is thinking about the shield grave first. While Cariosa... Ah, this room with 2 chests. Silver gauntlets. That is a strength upgrade, and that is definitely going to be required for Spirit Temple. And the other one, just a recovery heart. Dodongo's Cavern is almost done. Ooh, that is not a Way of the Hero, but no one is going to object to Furore's Wind. And Nephistos has just 1 magic. Necro has just finished Dompe's 2nd race. Anything useful? A bundle of arrows is not exactly what I call useful. And now, we are just about ready to take on our second, stone boss. At least our second stone boss collectively amongst us. For those of you that cannot wait to bomb the Dongos, here is your opportunity. Open wide! Ooh, okay, too wide, too wide. Ouch. As long as you time your jump slashes, Dodongo is easy. Oh, OC Joe, that is a fair question. What is randomized here? So, the items are randomized. We allow skipping a whole bunch of cutscenes. We've put in some skips to remove some of the more tedious parts. And we have enabled hints without needing the Stone of Agony. Also, hello there, Hovers. That you are a nice surprise. Also, the rewards for beating the dungeons are different. We just saw the Kokiri Emerald for taking out Dodongo's Cavern. That is normally supposed to be the Goron Ruby. Oh yeah, for those of you that normally come from Link to the Past Rando and wonder if there is some sort of big key guessing game, not today. We also have the ability to turn off the Ganon trials at the end, and that's what we've done. And yes, we also allowed for a much more open beginning, especially as a child. And there are plenty more features coming soon. We are technically on version 4.0 of the Randomizer, and plenty more will be available for 5.0. Also, that was an adult's wallet. Ooh, adult's wallet up there in the crater? Ouch. Oh, whatever that item was in the wall was not an actual item. Ouch. Nephistos has gotten burned, then frozen, then burned. In some order. And apparently Nephistos... I mean... I get that you're frustrated, and even though this is a rock-solid child, don't take it out on him, come on! All for extra Deku Nut capacity. Can't exactly say that was worth it, but... And, OC Joe with this flag set, the songs are where you get them. The songs themselves could be different ones. There are settings where the songs are also shuffled in the normal item pool. So, as an example, you may open up Saria's song from Mido's house. And, oh yes, Gerudo's Fortress today is set to 1 carpenter needed. And I think Nephistos found the actual long shot, folks. Oh, outside Goron City's grotto. Not every day we see that grotto used, but nice for some variety. So, the win conditions for today. We need 6 medallions. We started with 1 because the Light Medallion cutscene is skipped, and we were just given a random dungeon reward, which in this case ended up being the Forest Medallion. So we have to take out the other 5. Here's the thing. For today, we also need to take out the 3 stone dungeons, which in this case... Forest Temple, Dodongo's Cavern, Jabu Jabu's Belly. Because we require the song from the Ocarina of Time, which in this case is Requiem of Spirit, excuse me, to warp to the desert to plant a beanstalk. Then head back there as an adult, get our mirror shield. It's kind of annoying. But it's what we've got to do. And, got nugs, this is no major glitches. Minor glitches and minor sequence breaks are allowed. These runners are effectively using what is known as an accessible rule set. I do not have a link to the accessible rule set at this time, but it's basically you have access to a number of locations. And, yes, for those of you that like to make more comparisons to Link to the Past, we effectively have what is known as a pedestal seed. And, OC Joe, when we started the game with this flag set, we could leave Kokiri Forest immediately. And we can also we could also go up Death Mountain immediately. Now, as far as access to Jabu Jabu's area, technically, no, but we did gain the Zora scale in order to get in there. But it still worked, and yes, we still need Ruto's letter in order to actually get there. That has not changed. But where is Ruto's letter? We still need that. The Ocarina of Time Randomizer has many options that you can mess with. But today, our runners are sticking with the traditional accessible rule set in order to hopefully qualify for some travel perks on the way to SG Live. And for those that wonder what is going on with that, this is a tournament qualifier for the SpeedGaming Live 2019 Ocarina of Time Randomizer Tournament. We will be hosting a number of qualifiers. Get enough victories, and you can get things such as your travel expenses covered. The event itself takes place on October 24th through 27th in Herndon, Virginia. So in this qualifier, we have today 7. There are qualifiers at different times throughout the weeks. For instance, we have the Ocarina of Time Rando qualifier happening right now. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. there will be a race on this game again. And I want to say the Link to the Past qualifiers typically swap times with the Ocarina of Time qualifiers. Now, Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time are just 2 of the main games. There are plenty more games in this marathon event. Please go to speedgaming.org/sglive for all of the additional details. Necro is deciding to still hunt for Skulltulas. At this point, we only need up to 20. Oh, and if the link isn't working, you need to put in the http://. I forgot about that part. And, oh, that is a fair question, OC Joe. The training sequence itself is the same, but we start later in the sequence. We could get lucky and just get the claim check. Or, worst case, we just get the prescription. So at this time, our runners are currently retracing each other's steps. We may see new information relatively soon, hard to tell. But regarding where our runners can get items right now, we could catch Anju's chickens, but that's a time sink. Then we have to become a child again. Sunsong Grave, if you didn't see it previously, here it is. It's a piece of heart. Actually, with those silver gauntlets, we could go to the left side boulder maze, but if I recall our hints correctly, that is not worth it. And Graveyard Ledge has our Giant's Wallet. We probably don't need that at this point. Turning in 10 Skulltulas gets us a heart container, so that is pointless. Well, pointless for progression, I should say. As you can tell, we go to many locations with a low amount of health. But Necro is thinking about going into the Shadow Temple now. Interesting. So I want to say we can complete most, if not all of this. One of the things to remember about this flag set is note that Necro is in here without the Lens of Truth. We basically have a flag set that lets us determine how many things do we really need with the Lens of Truth. And with this flag set, I believe it's only restricted to going forward with the Haunted Wasteland and the chest minigame in the Hyrule Castle Town Market. So, we're gonna see a lot of invisible shenanigans here, potentially. Ooh, I just saw a new Way of the Hero hint. Gerudo's Fortress. That... Oh no. Worst case scenario, that is potentially the 1500 archery game. Zellboy, I admit I missed it the first time. No, thank you for that, really. Alright, so Lens of Truth settings basically says, here is what you need by logic with the Lens of Truth. All settings require it for the chest minigame. A harder setting... Well, okay, apparently I missed when we got the claim check, but, well, it just got turned in. And Market is on Way of the Hero. Well, I think we've already found that key one, so I'm not too worried. Oh, we did get eye drops. I had missed where. Alright, thank you. Anyway, there are 3 settings for Lens of Truth logic. All of them have chess minigame turned on. A harder one requires you to navigate the Haunted Wasteland without the Lens of Truth, and the harder one even still is basically well, just the vanilla requirements. And, yeah, you could say that, Simi Stohio. I hope I said that right. Trying to put logic in a randomizer, especially like this, it's hard. I try. I fail all the time. But, you know, I kind of have to try to explain how things are supposed to work with the logic of this game, or lack thereof. And that is correct, Tomaltak. There are some runners who do try to just effectively, what's the phrase that people use these days? YOLO it? And sometimes it works. Oh, Sea Mist, Ohio, I'm sorry. There are so many ways of looking at names here. And, oh! There was a bomb bag in Forest Temple. Well, it's kind of a little late for that one. So this room that Necro is in right now, here's a good example of some of the shenanigans. Solid platform there, it is no good. Or rather, we're not going to be able to see it. So we just have to deal with this swingy room over here. Swingy by swingy scythes, anyway. Someone who is hopefully able to see everything without needing the lens of truth, Kickmaster 8. Thank you for continuing to support the Speed Gaming family. Mephistos proving again that Forest Temple had basically nothing. I mean, having a bigger bomb bag may help, but that's not going to be the first bomb bag our runners will have encountered. Ooh! Phantom Ganon playing dirty with Cariosa at tennis here. And now, the long volley. Phantom Ganon just had their racket smashed. Casey Necro dealing with the Crusher Room. Gets another Hylian shield for the trouble. And OC Joe, the hardest lens of truth option is just the chest minigame. There are a number of runners that can go through the Haunted Wasteland without needing the lens of truth at all. Though, to my knowledge, I don't think the logic ever expects you to go through the Haunted Wasteland backwards. If I am mistaken on that, chat, please correct me. Alright, thank you for confirming, Amaya and Sponge. Ooh, Cariosa is actually going into the Fire Temple. So, one of the options that we have turned on is effectively fewer tunic requirements. This means that this chest that Cariosa is going for right now, it's in logic. So that means we are sometimes expected to just go in, get a chest, save, quit, and get out. And inside that chest, small key. Ooh, oh, my opinion for the hardest temple? Are we talking hardest for the randomizer, hardest for just passing, hardest for getting all the chests? I require a little bit of context there. Also, Kickmaster, technically only the medallions are needed, but today the stones are needed. Because we require the song on the Ocarina of Time in order to get one of the medallions. So this is what some folks call, oops, all dungeons. Or what most call effectively a pedestal seed based off of Link to the Past Randomizer. My apologies if the comparisons to Link to the Past are a little overbearing, but I understand that the comparisons need to be made. Oh, Gavaroni is finally in, Deku Tree. Interesting. And I don't think the Fire Temple paid off much. We need some more keys. And so I believe Volvagia will have one. Well, that and we need a hammer, yeah. But either way, we're gonna need a hammer for Volvagia or the Flare Dancer at the bottom. Speaking of the hammer, thank you for that, KC Necro. Shadow Temple, after the Wind Room, there is our Megaton Hammer. And Necro is leaving. Now, I admit, I may be oh, right, we do not have Zelda's Lullaby! We need Zelda's Lullaby in order to even finish the place. So where is that song? We are down to what Sun Song teaches, but that requires Zelda's Lullaby. Beating the Ice Cavern. Going to Spirit, which would require us to, well, get the Ocarina of Time, or take out both Fire and Water Temple, which technically, actually that doesn't require Zelda's Lullaby if the boss key doesn't require us to change the water. So, I think by logic, and Zelboy, I am kind of agreeing with you. I'm suspecting that the Sunsong Grave is going to give us Zelda's Lullaby today. But wait, it can't! You need Zelda's Lullaby for that, so... yeah, it may. I think it's the Requiem location. As I said, there's a lot to keep up with Ocarina of Time logic, and I apologize if I get any of this wrong. Oh, it can't be there? But, okay. So then, okay, we have 4 locations. Okay, it is Requiem. Thank you. Can it be? Yeah, it can be Requiem because we are able to go to Jabu Jabu's belly without the Zelda's Lullaby. Alright, we can... And, well, speaking of the scale, that's, there's our logical proof right there. But, and, again, Amaya, I am not counting on Burning Kakariko to have that. I mean, that is fair. Burning Kakariko can surprise plenty. But I'm not expecting it to. Alright, Cariosa's just taken care of Link the Goron. Both Necro and Nephisto still exploring Fire Temple. Again, nothing key in here, so just grab and go. Gavaroni can now cause a storm and thus can get a long shot. Excuse me. So, P-Lifer, as an adult, the passageway from Lake Hylia to Zora's Domain is frozen over. And so you have to go through by waterfall. We do have the hover boots to attempt to bypass that, but logically, Zelda's Lullaby is required there. As I said, there is plenty to learn and get used to with this rando. That's the Crater Grotto, so Cariosa is going to have a wallet upgrade. OC Joe, I appreciate that question, but that's not one I'm going to answer on stream here. I'll have to rely on chat on that one. Cariosa, in the meantime, has learned can't always rely on what the eye sees. That was a foolish decision. And also, recognizing that it is better to take a dip in the lava to reset the timer. That just feels kind of strange. So as Gavaroni is going to deal with this target shooting area right here. Aw, just a piece of heart. So, Enigmaxis, as far as this run goes, all the items are randomized, the songs are randomized, the dungeon rewards are randomized, and that's the simple version. Oh yeah, we also remove a number of cutscenes, put in a number of convenient stuff, and, you know, all the goodies, really. Cariosa just learned of the long shot location and is not happy. Gavaroni just learned that the forest musicians are tricksters. They are not happy either. This seed is not making anyone happy. Except perhaps you, the folks at home. And it looks like Cariosa is deciding, alright, maybe Lake Hylia will have an answer for us. Now, Longshot is on hand. But first, we are going to receive some help from our Scarecrow friend here. As a child, our runners played a song for the Scarecrow Brothers. And now, by playing that same song as an adult, we can summon Pierre. Pierre is basically a moving hookshot target or longshot target that can be summoned at specific spots. Play the song, aim, fire. As such, we have a number of options available to us here. Cariosa's deciding... Whoa, that was a quick catch! And Cariosa is a winner! That is the heart piece that comes from the chest minigame. So, everyone's going to be a winner today, I guess. Technically, everyone already was. They went to Mido's house and got the single green rupee, so... Gavaroni going to Shadow. If they make it far enough, they will get that Megaton Hammer. Thank you, Cariosa, for taking out that Gwei. It is annoying. Many a runner have climbed up that ladder only to be knocked down. And it was just for a Deku Shield. Ooh, even... Apparently, the item placement here is going to the birds. And Mephisto's setting up to shoot the sun. Wait for it to go night. Then, make it go day. Aim. Fire! And it is just a blue rupee, or as many in the community call it, a bloopy. The bloopy is poopy. We will ignore it and move on. Now, for those wondering, why do our runners not go into the water temple yet? We are still missing either the iron boots or golden scale in order to enter the place. Oh yeah, I never answered that question. If we're talking the vanilla game, Water Temple is one of the worst dungeons to go through. If we're talking Master Quest, Spirit Temple takes the cake. And fun fact, you can set your personal randomizer settings for Ocarina of Time Randomizer to actually play the Master Quest dungeons, or even a mix of both. And now, with Longshot in hand, Cariosa knows that Way of the Hero is here. And so, makes sense to, hope it's not the archery game. We just have to deal with this guard who, well, I'll let the battle speak for itself. Basically, get yourself positioned behind the torch, aim up a bit, and easy pickings. We now have permission to hang around the Gerudos. We have rescued the Carpenters. So that means what we need is either the rooftop chest or the archery games. However, the Gerudo training grounds have just been opened. There are many things we can get in there. However, only one chest is inaccessible right now. And that is the room involving 5 sunken silver rupees. Some in the community, well... Oh, hello there! Ruto's letter in a bottle on the Gerudo Fortress rooftops. I think we managed to dodge a bullet. And now into the Gerudo Training Grounds proper. There are 9 small keys here, and yes, chat did call it right about the alternate name for the Silver Sunken Rupee Room. And since I already made a similar joke like that, I'll reference it here. Some basically call it the toilet. For those that have never seen the Gerudo Fortress, it's basically mini challenges throughout each, with most of those challenges rewarding you with small chests. In the vanilla game, most of them have keys, and those keys are used for the maze at the end. This Silver Rupee room, though, does not have a chest reward. It's just more of a puzzle you have to deal with along the way. Now this next room right here with the Wolfos. Don't ask me why white Wolfos are here in the middle of a desert, but that's just how it works. I may be mixing this up with, say, Majora's Mask, where I believe they may have been called Snow Wolfos, but it works out. For those that wondered where that door went, just push this block. We are entering a like room where there are 4 chests. 2 available now, and 2 available upon defeating the likes. However, most of the chests are invisible. Or rather, just one is. Well, there's one of the missing heart containers. We kinda need some more if we want to at least, have some more buffer. Three keys found so far. The best case scenario is the sunken silver rupee room will have our 9th key. For those wondering, ooh, nice chest positioning there. Not so nice reward. For most runners, it is faster to dip into the lava. Now, here's an interesting room. I do not believe Cariosa picked up the Megaton Hammer. So only one chest can be gotten right here. At least, by logic. There is a way to get the other chest in that flaming pillar. Observe. Roll, take damage, roll and immediately open. The hammer is logically required for one key. But again, our runners do not care too much about following the logic exactly. Mephistos is just taking out the guards. Necro is going to pick up the ability to summon Pierre. And Gavaroni is in the room with the hammer. Alright. Ooh, note that key count, folks. 5 keys found so far. And Cariosa, save. Good. Basically, we want to make sure there are no problems. There's key 6. And I did not see what was on the ledge, but apparently Cariosa did, so we may be missing one here. But either way, Cariosa is just going to hope to find a key during the maze. Its odds are likely. That's key number 7 that we have found. If we find 2 more during the maze, then that means the Sunken Silver Rupee room has something. Maze 1. Oh, there's our golden scale. Maze 2, arrows. Maze 3, the Stone of Agony. And, the center chest wasn't checked yet. Is there just an automatic key there at this point? Either way, Cariosa is just leaving the place. While Nephistos has snuck up to the Haunted Wasteland and wants to check out this solitary check here. It's just a vanilla piece of heart, though. And it looks like Cariosa wants to follow it in Nephistos' footsteps. So for those that want to know how this is supposed to be done without the lens of truth, I'm going to let you in on a little secret here. The Poe guide always follows the same path. Memorize the path. You can get through without the lens of truth. Both Nephistos and Cariosa are about to demonstrate. Once you get to that crate on Nephistos' side, you're basically home free. And is Necro seriously thinking about catching that big Poe, or was that just a chance encounter? Looks like a chance encounter. We're not going to worry about it. OC Joe, I'll get to your question shortly if Twitch chat doesn't. I have to report on some new things that are coming up kinda fast here. First of all, another grave hint. Oh, actually, I think we've actually covered all of the grave hints. So let's confirm, does entering and exiting Spirit Temple teach us Zelda's Lullaby? We'll find out after we set up for Rory's Wind. Nice idea to set that up, and yep, there's the confirmation. But Cariosa wants to just enter the Spirit Temple right now. Nephistos is deciding instead to go into the Oasis Great Fairy. So this is one of those major blocks for Zelda's Lullaby here. Meantime, Necro is going through Fire Temple right now. That's the part of the basement, I believe. And Cariosa's first chest in Spirit. Just a recovery heart. There is a lot to go through here. Flare Dancer did not pay off. How about the boss key chest? We are looking for a small key, ideally. There's a small key. And in the meantime, the Bolter chest in Spirit Temple. Well, we're starting to fill up some more of our heart containers. Now I'm being reminded of the old milk commercials of the 90s. The reason why Necro's doing this is to bag a fairy. Basically, I think Necro wants to potentially take out Volvagia at this stage. Has bombs equipped. So, oh no, maybe Necro's changing their mind. I mean, 2 small keys there kind of helps, so Oh, you're right, we don't have the boss key for Fire Temple yet. None of the initial 3 chests had that. Maybe one of these 2 side chests. Well, there is at least 3 small keys in Fire Temple, so that will give us access to the Boulder Maze. We just have one more to go as Cariosa picks up their magic. And nice decision by Cariosa going to the Hyrule Castle Great Fairy. This is often forgotten about, but not this time by our runners. And, setting up the time of day already. Curious about that. Oh, I think I know why. If Cariosa has Nocturne of Shadow, we can then warp immediately to Kakariko Village. And this way, Salty Sponge is correct. We get to go Dampe digging. So let me at least cover Dampe grave digging a bit first, and then I'll answer your question, Pluto. Oh no, we're not grave digging yet. We are going to get what is inside the Sunsong grave. Okay, so I will answer your question. So this is a randomizer speedrun, where the goal today is to get the 6 medallions, go to Ganon's castle, and basically kick a whole bunch of butt. Today, that goal is complicated because we need the stones in order to get the Ocarina of Time, to get the Requiem of Spirit, to do some child shenanigans at the stronghold. And as far as what randomizers do, well, in this case, they swap where the items are, where the songs are learned, and a whole bunch of other things. For instance, that chest that Cariosa just opened, that was never an Ice Trap original. I wouldn't exactly say cool in that regard, but yeah, it's an appropriate statement. Song of Time is learned at the Sunsong Grave. Well, if we need to go to that sunken rupee room back at the training grounds, there we go. In the meantime, for our bottom runners, Gavaroni and Necro, I don't think Fire Temple has been paying off much. Oh, there we go! Map Chest has our boss key. And so, Necro's deciding enough is enough. Oh yeah, digging game. 1 dig anywhere, you get your reward. Whole bunch of arrows, thanks for nothing, Dampe. And so here's where that fairy that Necro got earlier is going to come into play. Basically, there is a fast way to take out Volvagia, the fire dragon. That is because we take advantage of the fact that Volvagia actually has 2 hitboxes, places where you can damage the dragon, and the hitboxes share a health pool. However, in order to damage that flying hitbox, we need bombs. Or bomb shoes, but either works. However... Okay, I was wondering what Necro was doing. Bomb chews and Deku Nuts to cause a lot of damage while making sure Volvagia is stunned has to deal enough damage in order for this plan to work. May have messed it up though because equipping the bow and arrows. And in the meantime, Mephisto's showing that the invisible platforms, especially the invisible moving platforms, don't mean much. Gavaroni also trying to perform a similar strategy. And there we go, Volvagia is down. So what is that reward from Volvagia besides the Forest Medallion? Well, I was right. There was a small key. Alright, sit tight, folks. I am going to attempt a backup plan to get the streams up. Or at least a way so that I can still commentate this. So please sit tight while I keep an eye on things. And, okay, I am having... Well, I thought I had something. I'm gonna have to refresh, folks. Give me a moment, please. Alright, I'll have to make do with what I can right now. So in the meantime, Cariosa is aiming to enter the Shadow Temple. Nephistos is currently exploring. I think Necro is... Well, we're going to know the end result of Necro's battle soon, one way or the other. And Gavaroni is right now chilling at Lake Hylia for whatever reason. So while we're currently dealing with some of these unexpected technical difficulties, please support our runners by giving them a follow. Cariosa, Nephistos, Gavaroni1, and Casey Necro. Please do not forget to follow my tracking partner in this case, Mama Sheepy, and I guess... Oh yeah, Zellboy apparently is also helping with tracking now too, so give him a follow too. And I guess maybe follow me if you find the fact that I'm trying to handle this here. I don't know, but and okay, thank you for confirming that one, Shocks. We'll do what we can here. And oh, Gavaroni with all the medallions needed just gained a new song. Question is, which one? Alright, I'm going to attempt the backup approach to tell you that. Well, I would, but apparently it's not marked on the tracker right now. As, oh, Gavaroni is now in bottom of the well. We have many items available here. And Necro did successfully take out Volvagian. Nice. Alright, I think I have sound again, folks. Give me one moment, please. Okay. Cariosa's side should be going normally for the rest of you right now. In the meantime, Gavaroni is in the bottom of the well, but I am unable to tell what items have been gotten from there so far. And Nephistos is deep in Shadow Temple, I think. And Necro... Did Necro attempt to go all the way up one of the Fire Temple towers there? I thought I barely saw the platform move during that intermission there. And okay, thank you, Zellboy. I had the connection hiccup, so did the Pierre check have anything inside? Alright, that will remain a mystery to us all. Anyway, Nephistos is apparently ready to take on Bongo Bongo. Now, do we have ice arrows available? If so, we may get to see a special trick. Ice arrows are available, but we're gonna have to play this one by ear. Oh no, Nephistos forgot the boss key. And because we had those, we had that minor connection hiccup, I don't know where that boss key is. So, who knows how this race is going to go right now. So, a fair question, Paluto. If you were using, effectively the Ocarina of Time any percent speedrun, you do the entire thing as a child, because it could take no more than 20 minutes. For this randomizer, though, we don't allow some of those tricks, so you have to be an adult in order to finish the game. And now, double Flare Dancer battle, but Necro is higher up in the Fire Temple. And Gavaroni has just left the bottom of the well and is preparing to get 20 Skulltulas. Will we even be able to see the reward? I do not know. Alright, Necro is at the other end of the Fire Temple top. This area is what some call Deep Fire. Will there be a reward up here? Just a small key. And unfortunately, I did not see what the reward was for 20 Skulltulas. So let's perform another trick. Jump attack with the hammer. Yeah, you don't need the Song of Time there. The deepest Goron had nothing. I say deepest Goron because technically it's not the highest Goron height-wise, but you have to go pretty deep in the temple. Necro is trying to see what is up there. It looked like just a piece of heart at the top of the volcano. Cariosa, meanwhile, is close to approaching that hammer. And I had missed when Gavaroni got a Goron tunic. Was that bought, or was it actually found in the wild? That is true, Amaya. We may not get an immediate answer. There is that hammer for Cariosa. And the boss key for Shadow Temple was in the same room as the hammer. You had to bomb that spot. Nephistos missed the bomb check. That reminds me of my times as a child playing Ocarina of Time, forgetting that spot where the small key was, thinking I had missed a chest. Now, a few months ago, the rule set for the accessible flags was changed. Sorry, Necro, everyone fell for it. It used to be that the Lens of Truth was required everywhere it was in vanilla, but the rule changed to only make it for Haunted Wasteland and the chest minigame. That is recent as of, I want to say, 3 or 4 months ago. And it may be possible that Nephistos may have forgotten about that check in the meantime, partially because, well, we don't have the Lens of Truth right now. Anything could happen right now. Nice shot, Necro, but unfortunately the Bombchu chose to misbehave. Let's try again. There we go. And I don't think Shadow Temple had anything else yet. However, we haven't taken out Bongo Bongo. And, yes, on Karios' side, that was an invisible floor master. Always dangerous. And, oh no, Nephistos has dispelled the Shadow Temple Warp Point. And I don't remember if they activated the shortcut to get to the boat quicker. And oh, Necro, that is the correct grotto. I hope you won't be too mad about that long shot. So now Nephistos is up against Volvagia here. Alright, Karios using normal arrows against Bongo Bongo, it looks like. If you were to use ice arrows, you could make things a little bit more easy, or a little bit easier and a little bit more humorous, but in this case, I'm not relying on that. And what is this? Gavaroni found the Lens of Truth somewhere and is now going into the chest game. This is the only place where the Lens of Truth is required in all logics. And Nephistos is currently struggling with Volvagia. The timer may run out. And the reward for the chest game. Something green. Or at least it looked green. That was the color reflection. It was just bombs, not worth it at all. So Shadow Temple has been taken out. I did not see what the actual item was though, so we're just going to hope it wasn't anything important. Phistos, meanwhile, wants revenge against Volvagia. Will they get it? So regarding who is winning, it's a little hard to say. We do require all dungeons to be defeated. So if we go by dungeon completion, then Nephistos is the one that's the most behind. If we're going by item collection to maximize every little thing possible, then Gavaroni has that beat a little bit. By the way, Cariosa does have the Hylian shield now. But otherwise, it's really hard for me to say if there's a clear winner here. Alright, Nephistos finally took out Fire Temple. That's a fair question, Amaya. I would need to see an inventory check on Cariosa's side. I know that the boomerang was gotten from the diving minigame, but I cannot remember if Cariosa got it there. Alright, Nephistos is going back to Shadow to finish it off. Hopefully he remembers to get that boss key. Hey, here's a check I haven't seen yet. The boulder chest by the Gerudo Valley River. Nothing important. So how long does it take to finish? If we're talking this randomizer, typically 3 to 4 hours is normal. If you're talking the any percent non-randomized run, that's 20 minutes. But this particular run, this one's probably going to be 3.5. At least that's what my gut instinct says right now. Now, I cannot really speak that well with regards to the any percent run. I'm better with randomizers here, which is one of the reasons why I'm commentating this today. Well, there are a number of minor glitches that our runners are utilizing here, but none of the major ones, like item manipulation or wrong warping. I don't think the randomizer community would like it if you just entered Deku Tree and then warped over all the way to the end after taking out Goma. Alright, Necro now has Rudo's letter in a bottle, so... And, that is true, Amaya. With that cutscene removed, it does make it a little tricky. Did Nephistos pick up that boss key while I was trying to watch over the other streams? Minor confusion from chat, but we'll get this sorted out soon enough. As Necro has entered, the training grounds, Gavaroni may be following suit. Nephistos hopes to be the first to have 6 dungeons completed, but we need confirmation that that boss key is on hand. And as a reminder, all of our runners today, including our featured 4 of Cariosa, Nephistos, Gavaroni, and Casey Necro, are playing this tournament qualifier here for Ocarina of Time Randomizer. The goal is to win enough races, enough qualifiers for SpeedGaming Live, taking place on October 24th through 27th in Herndon, Virginia, to hopefully at least win a mini prize of travel expenses basically covered, along with a bunch of other things. The main tournament itself, though, takes place during the actual event, where the runners will be there live. So yes, today, and other days throughout this month, during the qualifiers, it's real. Or at least a lot more real than normal. Alright, Nephistos versus Bongo Bongo. We know how this ends up. Bongo Bongo basically moved to a beat of a different drummer. And unfortunately, not exactly spontaneously combusts, but at least had a good last rock out. So now I have to wonder, what was that final item in Shadow Temple? Just a piece of heart. In the meantime, Gavaroni is deciding that perhaps now is a good time to deal with Jabu Jabu. Remember that warp we talked about earlier from Lake Hylia to Zora's domain? Here it is in action. Just dive on down, and somehow hold your breath magically long enough to make it to the other side. Do not ask how this works. Alright, Cariosa now with that boss key. Gavaroni turning in that letter. Has all 4 bottles. I'm guessing I missed a 4th, but anyway, King Zora weeps at light speed, and thus we never hear the weep, 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 weep again. And so we welcome everyone to Jabu Jabu's belly. Nephistos is deciding to follow suit of Gavaroni here, while Cariosa is preparing to take out Volvagia. Now, Jabu Jabu's belly, for frame of reference. Hold on a second. Necro? Necro did not save warp. Those keys are still spent. That is potentially dangerous. Because I don't think we're gonna have enough keys to get to that center. And saving the difference. Oh boy, I do not like that. I do not like that at all. Zellboy, I honestly don't recall. In the meantime, Gavaroni, dealing with what's the thing in the throat that, like, that basically? Just, multiple of them instead in Jabu Jabu's belly? Whatever that thing is in the back of your throat, that was what Gavaroni just took out. Well, whatever it is, that's one down, and I want to say 3 more to go. No, Zellboy, I don't mean that. Boomerang chest has arrows. There's only one more chest before we just have to sit and wait a bit for Gavaroni to finish. And in the meantime, Casey Necro's thinking the Haunted Wasteland is a good idea here. Alright, final chest before Baronade. A Deku Stick upgrade. Well, if, worst case comes to worst and we didn't have the Kokiri sword, there you go. We have a stick up. And I mean that in the kindest of ways, for the record. Ooh, Cariosa got knocked down a bit of ways. I think possibly ran out of time on the fire switch, or maybe accidental fall. I couldn't tell. No, this was just a long fall here. Once again, the Boulder Maze hasn't really proven to have much of anything in Fire Temple. I mean, unless we missed something at the very, deepest of deep fire here, then Fire Temple was effectively barren. Necro has gotten to the Desert Colossus and is soon going to pick up Zelda's Lullaby. That will be a sight for sore ears. Well, and eyes as well, I guess. For those that wonder how to actually normally visit Volvagia, just hit that pillar all the way down and there you go. But instead, here is Deepest Goron. Jump attack, there you go. And Cariosa is leaving Fire Temple for now. Interesting. While Necro wants to go to Water Temple. But unless I missed a pickup, I don't know if it's possible to get in. Remember, we need... Oh, yep, there's the golden scale. I had missed it. So, with golden scale in hand, welcome to the Water Temple, everyone. Where it's going to be an interesting place. The two scales, for the record, were in the Gerudo Training Grounds maze and the Goron City right side boulder maze. Alright. If you want to get a better idea of some of what Necro's doing, I can't easily explain it. Basically, we're using combination long shot and gold scale to go to a number of places that were, let's just say, you can access them, but they're not easy to do. So, keeping up with chest locations in the Water Temple is my weakest thing. In the meantime, diving in the lab just gives us arrows, and not what we're looking for. First chest in the Water Temple, nothing well, actually, small key may help. And with Baronade defeated, I didn't see any key items come out of there, so here's hoping the Great Fairy has something. And the song today on the Ocarina of Time is Requiem of Spirit. We need to go there as a child to plant a bean. Yeah, Riley, that's one way of putting it. So, once you get all three of the stones, the Ocarina of Time is just right there, waiting for you to pick it up. Well, okay, after a minor cutscene transition here, but effectively right there waiting for you to pick up. There's your Requiem of Spirit. In the meantime, I don't think Necro... Oh, wait. Necro did find that boss key in Water Temple, so that can be taken care of. The boomerang today was in the diving minigame. We had to get the silver scale in order to go in. And Aruto's letter was on top of Garuda Fortress. Not the waterfall. No, not the waterfall, Curious. Oh, never mind. I think everyone fell for that ice trap. That was the item spot you needed to check, Ariosa. In the meantime, Morpha is down. Small key for a reward. I admit I'm not the best with Water Temple logic, but I'm gonna need that one explained to me at some point. But yeah, with that, we are able to see what song we learn from Kakariko Village. We are down to Epona Song and Saria Song for frame of reference. But in the end, it may not matter. Because I want to say, once we get that Mirror Shield, we will have everything we need to finish this game. Still good to check the child side spirit checks. There's at least one small key, so that helps. And Nephistos has also planted the bean. Cariosa is hoping to finish off Jabu, while Necro wants to finish off Bongo Bongo in Shadow. There you go, Gava. Okay, get the song first. Interesting. Gava was able to delay coming to Spirit until this moment. And now, that Mirror Shield is finally ours. Uh-oh, don't fall off! Thank you. So, with that in mind, folks, yeah, Gavaroni is not in Go mode yet. Effectively, we have commentators Go mode or no mode, depending on how you call it. We don't need Iron Boots, But we do need the long shot, which I want to say the long shot is acquired, but we also need the golden scale. We either need golden scale or iron boots. And okay, thank you for pointing out that it's technically iron boots needed for proper logic in Water Temple. So as a reminder, the hookshot spots were found on Richard the Dog in the market and the Death Mountain Trail Grotto, which required Song of Storms. Our scales today were located at the Goron City Boulder Maze and the Gerudo Training Ground Maze. No one knows where the iron boots are right now. Alright, Necro is back in Shadow. Hopefully ready to take out Bongo Bongo. Actually, Fortress Way of the Hero, I think, was taken care of. We did get Rudo's letter there. And we have not seen Ice Cavern at all. Oh, hey, Bigoron's sword along the way. Why not? And that is correct. We did not see picking up Anju's chickens. I want to say that Gavaroni did pick up the Burning Kakariko song, but that was while we were having some connection issues, so I can't tell you what it was. However, I honestly don't believe that we need archery today. Oh, it was Necro? Thank you. Zellboy, I'm referring to the song learned from Burning Kakariko. So what song was learned from Burning Kak? Was it Epona's or Saria's? Alright, Child Climb has another key. Necro took out Bongo Bongo. Hephaestus is following in Gavaroni's footsteps. The two of them have been going back and forth a bit. And Cariosa wants to take out Baronade. Sometimes it's not always easy to line up that hook shot. Oh, but just for a recovery hard, ouch. Cariosa has just taken out Baronade. And so that'll be another runner with access to Requiem. The Armos checks. Oh, that's where you're supposed to find the Goron tunic. So I think Gavaroni bought theirs earlier. Required keys in the hallway, because why not? Well, technically not required. If you know what you're doing with the key logic, then there you go. Also, 20 Skulltulas is a blue rupee. All Skulltula picks are dead. And while Gavaroni, I acknowledge that Gavaroni did have the Lens of Truth, but it was picked up during some of that hiccup. Also, there we go. Burning Kakariko is Epona's song. Thank you for that, Necro. That means Saria's song is trapped in the ice caverns. Ooh. Not really the best of locations. But what can you do? And with Epona's song, Necro is at least willing to take advantage of it. P. Lifer, that is a fair question. I don't know how to answer it, so hopefully a moderator can have that on hand. Oh, Nephistos forgot! It was that hand with the ice trap. We saw a hint for that earlier. How about the other hand? Just a blue rupee. And yes, all of our runners are playing the exact same seed and flag set, so it is a race to see who can complete it first. Oh no, Necro is heading to horseback archery. I honestly do not believe we need horseback archery, but we'll see. No, Amaya, I think the way of the hero for Gerudo Fortress was the Rudo letter. I think we already have way of the hero. Still, we are having new checks in the meantime, so can't complain too much about that. But at the same time, I don't think horseback archery is going to give us anything of use. Horseback archery is in 2 rounds. First one, get 1,000 points. Second, get 1,500. First one is just a piece of heart, as Naburu Knuckle has been taken out by Gavaroni, and Nephistos is about to follow suit. And now Gavaroni's on Twin Rova as Cariosa is soon about to pick up that mirror shield. Necro barely gets the 1,500. And the reward, a bundle of arrows. Amaya, I hope that proves my point. The iron boots? That is a fair question. We don't know where they are, but apparently our runners don't need them. For all we know, the iron boots are either in Ice Cavern, or maybe Twin Rova has them. There is no rule that says that, you know, the boss can't have them. Okay, like, that was a little rude. Be kinder to Cariosa, please. Necro, meanwhile, hoping to investigate. Oh no, did Necro never got the Goron bracelet from over there? And that is correct. In this case, it will be the the silver gauntlets, but that's just very unfortunate right now. I did not see anything important from Twin Rova. And yeah, Nephistos is also leaving. Spirit is completed for both Gavaroni and Nephistos. Both have to finish off the water temple, but Gavaroni also has to go back to Shadow, I believe. But otherwise, Spirit Temple was mostly empty here today. So, some folks had asked earlier regarding the Lens of Truth logic. Nephistos is going to go through the Haunted Wasteland backwards. This is never in logic. But, okay, Necro did find another way to get across. Enjoy your silver gauntlets. So, there were some questions regarding Iron Boots and Logic. I don't think Nephistos has actually entered the Water Temple yet, and it may very well be that Nephistos wants the Iron Boots to get in. Oh yeah, also doesn't have the... You're right, I forgot. Neither Nephistos nor Gavaroni have the gold scale. And I will remind you, folks... Oh, in this case, we have to go into the Gerudo Training Ground maze for them. But... there was one of these runners had spent their keys in the maze in sort of a questionable fashion. Okay, it wasn't Nephistos. Also, nice piece of hard timing there. Necro, meanwhile, is a... Oh, right. Has to wrap up the diving minigame first if they haven't already. There go the rupees. And we may end up seeing the sunken room here by Nephistos. Oh boy, Gavaroni has to be careful. There we go, Mini Floor Master is down. And Cariosa has to be extra careful. Naburu Knuckles, like all Iron Knuckles, they hurt. One swing, 4 hearts of damage. But we don't have to worry about that anymore. Necro, you don't want to open that chest. That's the ice trap. There is only so much I can do from up here in the commentary booth. Cariosa on Twin Rova, Gavaroni on Bongo Bongo. And Nephistos, I'm gonna have to pay careful attention here because I don't think they have enough keys. Well, actually, maybe at this point, if re-entering the maze, Nephistos should be okay at this point, as Gavaroni defeats the Shadow Temple. And, oh no. It was the third chest towards the center, wasn't it? Either that or I missed it, but I need confirmation from chat. Did Nephistos get that gold scale? Already warping, so maybe. Okay, it was the first one then. Never mind. Nephistos knows the trick and is going to go in. As Twin Rova finally goes down for Cariosa. And Gava is going to learn the Song of Time. Now, curious question to chat here. How many of you liked the actual escort part of Jabu Jabu's belly? And oh, look at this! Cariosa's now ready for the Water Temple as well. We may have a close race here. There we go, nice dive. And there was the boss key in the cracked wall chest. I was wondering where it was. And Cariosa heading to the same general area. Remember, Riley, none of our runners went to the Ice Cavern, which is likely where the Iron Boots were. Either that, or locked behind Saria's song, which is learned at the Ice Cavern. But we're not worrying about that today, apparently. Now, fair question from a parked car. Gavaroni did go through a lot of bottom of the well during our minor hiccup period. But I feel like we would have seen it on an inventory check by that point. So that means the Iron Boots are French vanilla today. Or at the very least, you know, it spawns from French vanilla. But it doesn't matter today. Nephistos is the first of our runners to have defeated all main dungeons. But more importantly, has all 6 medallions. This means Ganon's castle is waiting. So the way that the flag sets work with what we're racing today, Ganon's castle is relatively simple, actually. All you have to do, get the 6 medallions, enter, and go straight to Ganon. Those 6 trials, forget about them. Boss key? Don't worry about it, it's just open. There are settings to restore some or all of the trials, and there are settings where you do need that boss key. Oh no, Cariosa got a little lost in the water temple. But yeah, this is now Nephistos' race to lose. As Gavaroni is now going into the Gerudo training grounds. So yeah, as I said, those trials, don't worry about. The Lizalfos are down, or were they the Dinofos? They're based off of the same AI, so I sometimes mix them up. And of course, you can't forget the Stalfos. And oh, thank you, Riley. Ooh, I had missed that Cariosa fell at that cracked wall. That's not a good feeling. And now, the double knuckles. Wonderful positioning, able to take them out quickly without damage. And for Gavaroni, what was that item? It was a small key that makes... What is that, 7 or 8 known small keys? And with that, Nephistos is up against Ganon. So for those that are unfamiliar with Ocarina of Time, basically all Legend of Zelda bosses, or at least all Legend of Zelda games from Link to the Past onward, include one sort of magical ball reflection type of minigame. Or in this case, boss. And of course, Nephistos uses a bottle with it because why not? And now, ooh, may have messed up the stun lock. No, got it in time. Ganondorf has fallen. The escape sequence? We don't have to play through. That jump slash is to store the damage for future strikes because of the way the crouching stab works. It basically likes to keep the prior value. There we go, Cariosa now has the boss key. Hopefully saved it. So you may be asking, how can you crouch stab? Well, the answer is quite simple. Use the Megaton Hammer. Of course, Ganon has to behave first, but, you know, what else can you do? we go. The Master Sword is reacquired. Let's finish this properly. Alright. Nephistos has fought long and hard. This was not a kind seed, but with the glowing Master Sword in hand, all we have to do now is slice, 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 and stab! Nephistos is your winner with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 52 minutes, 41 seconds. Get your GGs out in chat, folks. Let's see if we can get them in for an interview as Kariosa just finishes off the water temple here. Interesting, Necro is actually having Spirit Temple be the last one. As Zelda's cutscene gives us a piece of heart to recover our health. Right, Necro finally got the mirror shield. That makes all the difference. Gavaroni has the scale, but is actually going to finish the maze. Maybe. Nope. That was a little bit of a tease. My apologies, folks. I was not exactly expecting that. Alright, Nephistos is unable to join us for an interview at this time, but again, kudos to them for finishing not just first on the restream, but first place overall. And for those that need a reminder as to what Nephistos was competing for, so this is a qualifier race for the Ocarina of Time Randomizer tournament that will be held at SpeedGaming Live 2019. This is just one qualifier race of many. Basically, each runner earns points based off of their positions, and those who get the highest number of points for each event can win minor stuff such as compensated travel to the event. You still have to compete at the actual event in order to hopefully win a number of prizes at the marathon. Go to speedgaming.org/sglive for more information. The actual event will take place October 24th through 27th. Cariosa is ready to take out Ganon. Gavaroni is ready to take out Morpha. Necro is ready to destroy this entire Spirit Temple for that boss key, but we're gonna have to go the long way around, I believe. And with that, Ganondorf goes down for Cariosa. And so, time for another fight against the transformed Ganon. Morpha is down for Gavaroni. That is all medallions for them. Ooh, Gavaroni got caught in the spikes unintentionally, but not a big deal right there. Oh, like the Iron Knuckles, Ganon deals 4 hearts of damage, so be careful. 3 hits, you're out. This isn't like Press Your Luck where you can have 4 hits or whammies. In this case, we are at a handicap. Cariosa can breathe a sigh of relief. This seed has proven difficult, but it is basically over. Once again, we just have to take care of a slice, and a stab. Cariosa is in 2nd place on the restream, 2nd place overall, with an official SRL time of 3 hours, 57 seconds. Get your GGs out in chat, folks. Right now, we'll see if Cariosa wishes to join for an interview. As Gavaroni now wants to take out Ganon. And I have confirmation Cariosa is unable to join for an interview. Now, admittedly, the reason why makes sense. Our runners are hungry. And having a race that started, well, when it did, and having it last as long as it does, it can easily make you work up an appetite, so I get it. Alright, Gavaroni is ready to take out Ganondorf and then the transformed pig. Necro has to deal with Naburu Knuckle and Twinrova first. What did Ganon say anyway? Something about Koholint Island, and yep, there we go. Hint that the light arrows are in Lake Hylia. So, whenever you do play with, I want to say either No Trials or Skip the Boss Key, one of those two, Ganon will tell you where the light arrows are once you encounter them. And, Gavaroni has to hurry! Ganon can shrug the light arrows if not stunned. Necro now dealing with Twinrova, the two witches Koame and Kotake, who sometimes like to misbehave on this first phase, but not much you can do about that. Maybe stun a few times, but sometimes the witches just don't want to behave, and there's not much you can do when that happens. Thank you, Amaya, for the Twinrova winking emote. I actually didn't know that was a thing. And Twinrova is down for KC Necro. However, Gavaroni is able to breathe a sigh of relief on their own. This was, again, not an easy seed, but now the coup de grace. I hope I said that correctly. Once more, for good measure, we slice, we slice, we slice, and we stab! Gavaroni has finished 3rd place on the restream, 3rd place overall, with an official SRL time of 3 hours, 6 minutes, 18 seconds. Get your GGs out in chat, folks. And looks like Gavaroni is in Twitch chat right now.
Hello.
Gavaroni, GG.
GG.
So, I am curious about some of your thoughts on this one.
It was okay, I guess. It was a little strange. I had a couple big screw-ups, like I started reversing and then realized after I did the wasteland check that I hadn't lowered the after going there the first time, so I kind of had to run the long way to GTG.
By lowering the gate, are you talking the...
Or raising the gate, rather.
Actually, if you do the wasteland in reverse, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I had gone there once, though, so what happens to get the letter? And if you don't go... And that way I've already saved the saved the carpenters, right? So then they don't arrest you.
Right. I forgot about that little kink in the plan.
Yeah, so I had forgotten, obviously, so I ran halfway through the wasteland. It's kind of like, oh crap, I can't do this. I need to go from the lake. And I forgot to shoot the sun twice when I was there, so I ended up going back there eventually to shoot it, just to make sure I wasn't losing to something stupid. But other than that, I think I played okay. Could have been better.
Sorry that it was just a blue rupee in the end there, but...
Right. Did Neffy or Cario go to the well at all, or no?
I did not see them go to the bottom of the well, and the funny part is, when you were in the bottom of the well, that was when we were having some hiccups, so we don't even know what was found there.
Oh yeah, Twitch was having about. I looked over at some point and I was like, oh, I've dropped 20,000 frames. It's like, that can't be good.
It happened to everyone.
Yeah, the well had the big Poe in a bottle. I think that was it. Everything else was junk. But I think that was the only big screw up I made. I think you can make an argument that you should pop in a GGG when you're there the first time getting the letter, but I think it's better to follow progression. And I think we probably all did that, just left the moment we got the letter to go do your job.
Actually, I think you were the only one who got the letter and then went to Jabu immediately.
Well, clearly not, then. So yeah, that definitely is a time saver for them if they popped into the GTG there and got the gold scale. I took the risk that because I was already behind. Like when I was in GTG, Neffy had I think he was like finishing when I was starting GTG. So I got the scale and just decided to risk it, and obviously the boss key wasn't in the center pillar, so it worked out. I opened one door and then I was like, no, I'm not gonna run to the end. If the Iron Boots are here, I'll just lose. I don't really care.
No one found the Iron Boots amongst our restreamed runners.
Yeah, I popped into the SRL after I had finished to see if anybody had them, and I don't think Juke or the other guy forfeit, right? Because he had a VC crash, so it was just Juke. He didn't have them either, though, I don't think.
There is one more runner, actually.
Oh, there's one more outside of... Oh, okay, yeah, there is. I thought Wadey was the last one. He had a VC crash.
Nope, we were at 7 today, and I do not know how our 7th is doing. They will either be our last finisher or our last forfeit. Hard to say. It'll be last something no matter what.
Right. Jeez. You don't gotta put it that way. Come on, man.
Sorry, I've been at this for 3 hours here.
Yeah, running solo on these is kind of tough, I bet. I've been thinking about signing up for commentary for some of the ZSR stuff, but I don't know if I'd be able to do a solo one.
If you have the endurance for it, solo can work, but in all honesty, it is better to have someone helping. Yeah. That much, that's probably all I'm going to say regarding that.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. What did you think of the seed? I didn't think there was anything too crazy. I maybe got the long shot a little late compared to other people. I don't know when they all got stormed, but I know I waited quite a while to go child again in this seed.
Actually, I don't. You were either third or fourth amongst the restreamed to get the long shot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, Amaya is confirming you were fourth.
Yeah, that was the big miss for me. I think I didn't have storms when I was there because I went. Well, it was confirmed all dungeons like right away when we got the hint for the wizard and the hint for then Spirit was a medallion. So I was like, okay, and then I had already had every item to do forest and minuet. Even though it was a stone, I was just like, alright, I'm gonna pop into there, and then I changed that into like DC and a bunch of other stuff while I was adult still. And then so I did everything in that area except the storms drop. And then I finally went back and got it as child eventually when I was doing some random child cleanup before going to GTG.
Yeah. Also, speaking of fourth, KC Necro has just finished in fourth, 3:12:29.
Yeah, GG. Interesting to hear his thoughts.
Yeah, I am curious as well. That early "oops, all dungeons" notification. It's like the pieces were just coming together for that, and it was just oi. Necro GG, perhaps you can at least explain your thoughts first regarding the all dungeon realization.
Oh my god, yeah, thank you for the stream. And yeah, one again, Requiem on AD, on OOT, sorry. And yeah, of course, it was an ID just for one item, Mirror Shield. Nice seed, very nice. I think you can roll more seed like that. I hope.
I had nothing to do with generating this one.
It's a job, but yeah, we knew that it was an ID for sure because there was Mirror Shield on Colossus, and yeah, just for one item, I was so mad when I saw that, but oh well.
I will say it was kind of nice because OOT Requiem is like the worst one, right?
Yeah, definitely.
At least it told us right away that it was required.
Yeah, with Song of Storm, dude, it's oh my god, it's horrible.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. Apparently, I was the only one that got. When I went out to the fortress, I got the letter and just. And it sounds like everyone else dipped into GTG and got the scale, which was like go mode effectively.
Never found the iron boots, right?
Yeah, I don't think anybody found them as far as I'm aware.
That makes sense.
Some of us are suspecting the iron boots are either in center of the maze, ice cavern, or one of the Saria checks gated by ice cavern.
Yeah, makes sense. And where was Lens of Truth? Because we need the Lens of Truth, and yeah, didn't find it.
It was in the river at the top, I believe.
Oh, river. Okay.
I assume you just came in from the lake. Yeah, I ended up doing the river because I did the well, which nobody else did, I guess, and then I went from the.
Oh, you did well. Oh my god! Wow, that's hard.
Well, I didn't have the first time I went up Death Mountain Trail. I didn't have storms because I was adults forever because I like immediately warped forest. Then I went DC, did all the cat stuff before going back child, and then so I had done everything up there except like the hammer check, the hammer ferry, and the top of the DMT ferry.
Oh, you checked that too. Okay. Never checked that.
And then so I didn't get the Storm's Grotto until pretty late. I think I was the last one to find Longshot, apparently.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, the Longshot placement was kind of interesting. It's like, all of you went to Death Mountain Crater, saw the Longshot at the well. Fools!
Oh my god! Oh this!
And then
Oh, this fucking gas trap! Oh, makes me so mad! Wow!
and
Oh my
and
god!
then you all found the long shot almost
Yeah,
immediately after, and then
of course.
various reactions had taken place.
But I want to find long shot in Fire Temple. I thought maybe a long shot was in Fire Temple, but of course not. And yeah, makes me so sad.
Did you go deeper? I just
Yeah,
like
yeah, I
talking
got
about
deep
it.
fire. Yeah, dude. And
And there
yeah,
was nothing there.
from nothing. Yeah, nothing in here. I expect long shot, but no, nothing. But well, this is a rando. This is a game.
It's just how it goes sometimes. Yeah, I
Yeah.
chose between. I think I ended up doing the well after fire instead of going deeper, if I remember correctly.
Mm.
So
Yeah, makes
we
sense.
both kind of wasted the same amount of time there.
Yeah, totally. Did you did you do Ice Cavern or not? Did you skip Ice Cavern
No.
too?
Yeah, Ice Cavern would have been my probably
Oh.
next place after GTG, but I didn't go there at all. Man.
Yeah, makes
I don't
sense.
think it sounds like, based on what people are saying, nobody checked it or went there.
I
No one
think
went to
nobody
Ice
check.
Cavern.
Yeah, nobody check. Yeah, okay.
Which isn't that surprising.
Yeah.
Certainly could have been worse, though. You should have seen. I don't know if you were. You didn't play the Freaky Friday, right? I know it's kind of late for you. The race last night was a Sphere 3 30 skulls for the hammer, and the hint wasn't even available.
Wow.
Both the hints were locked in Fountain. So
Wow.
the seed wasn't even like logically beatable technically, because you're supposed to be able to get the hint before you can collect 30 skulls.
Okay.
It's
wow.
it's broken on 4.0
Yeah.
though. So.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Oh my
That was a fun one.
god.
Make sure to send that seed to the devs and let them know.
Yeah, they know. There was a big discussion about it. They've known that that's a thing for. It's just so rarely relevant, and I think it's fixed in 5.0 actually already. But I mean, I've certainly played a handful of 4.0 seeds and never seen anything like that happen.
Joys of corner cases.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be about it for me, though. I'm hungry. It's well past lunchtime.
Yeah, I'm hungry too. I'm gonna go soon.
I admit I had brunch beforehand, and I kind of cheated a little bit during the commentary by having bits and pieces of a big cookie.
Ooh. Well, thanks for the restream. Thanks for commentating, Wolfman. And
Yeah, thanks you, dude.
I'm sure somebody was tracking. Thank you as well, track.
Yeah.
Sheepy, awesome. Thank you. And have a good day.
All right, again, give it up for our forerunners, Cariosa, Nephistos, Gavaroni1, and Casey Necro, along with our two trekkers, Sheepy Amaya and Zelboy. So, for those of you that have enjoyed this event and are curious about more of these qualifiers, well, there are plenty more tournaments that are scheduled to show up here. So, speedgaming.org/sglive has more of the information. And we do have a qualifier race for one of the other big games coming up later tonight, actually. At 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, Speed Gaming is proud to present a Link to the Past Randomizer qualifier. I believe the rules for that are open mode, no hints. Now, that part I may have slightly incorrect, but it is definitely open mode. And as far as other events going on today on the Speed Gaming Networks, we currently have a Momodora Reverie Under the Moonlight tournament right now. We also have the Final Fantasy Total Chaos tournament going on SpeedGaming 3. We have an upcoming Diddy Kong Racing Trophy Races tournament in about 10 minutes. Azure Dreams has a 2v2 tournament. We have Metroid Zero Missions 100% tournament and Luigi's Mansion No Out of Bounds tournament. We have plenty of events coming up very soon. Please make sure to follow twitch.tv/speedgaming along with SpeedGaming 2 through 6 and our foreign language restreams available in Spanish, French, Portuguese, and German. With that in mind, folks, I think it's time I play my own Ocarina and warp out of here. So, for everyone here, this is Wolfman2000 saying, have a good day and watch out for very strange item placements. Good night.